Maybe I'm just different, but I couldn't imagine someone beating my eyes in 4 years in a row and having the nerve to talk any trash to them. Ryan Day, my brother, you know it's all love and respect. You thought it was hard to beat Big Bro Michigan this year? Ha! LOL. Good luck moving forward. You're gonna need it. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, hope all of you having a great start to a week. Hope all of you having a great Tuesday. If not, hope this video can make it a little bit better. Man, oh man, it seems like we've been talking about them a lot recently, but we got to talk about the Michigan Wolverines. I think it is more than safe to say that Mr. Sherrone Moore and that entire Michigan football team ended the season with a bang, but what they're currently doing, if you got to ask me, it's pretty crazy. You're going to want to see what's going on there. We have one other topic to speak on, and that is no other than coaches are discussing a rule for fake injuries during games. As some of you may or may not know, the fake injuries, especially this year, they've gotten out of hand. It's really embarrassing to the sport if you got to ask me, but maybe, and this is just a maybe, we're finding a resolution in all of this, and we can put a stop to it. Not a jam-packed video, but should be a good one to say the least. Strap in, buckle up, get your snack, get your popcorn, get your favorite meal you like to eat when you watch a video, because trust me, I do the same thing, but I'm happy I should crap up, not afraid I do. Let's get into it. Alright, first things first, we're going to read out this $5 super chat. Thank you, completely unnecessarily, but greatly appreciated, from Jester's Jinx. I thought it was fitting because it was also a Michigan comment that was left on one of the previous videos when I asked you guys, if you are a Michigan fan, let me know in the comment section. Would you label this season as a good year, a down year, an okay year? I just want to see your thoughts. Such a weird season when you look back at it, because of course, I don't think any Michigan fan would tell you they're extremely happy with it, but with the way they ended it, you beat Lowbrow State and Alabama. It can't get any better than that. That's one of the best two-game stretches out there. And plus, too, you got to take this into account. You did it without a real deal quarterback, and also, this is what I would label as a rebuilding season. Jinx said, Matt B. low-key Michigan fan. Hey, I'm not a Michigan fan. I just really appreciate their fan base, and I think they're one of the better ones out there. We beat OSU, we beat MSU, we beat Minnesota, and we beat Bama twice in 1 year. We have a top 5 recruiting class, a top 5 transfer portal. Oh, wait a minute, a little foreshadowing. We're about to get into that in just a second. Transfer portal and recruitment is only going to get better. We are the 2023 15-0 Natty champs. We are not sad. We are happy. Also, I enjoy your videos. Keep it up. Thank you for those kind words at the end. That comment also got 11 likes, so I assume other Michigan fans, they agree with that. I'm not a Michigan fan, so I don't know if my opinion holds any weight to Michigan fans. But if I were, I'm trying to put myself in y'all's shoes, I would say it's right below that good mark for me. As great as those 2 wins were to end the season, you're on your high horse. You got a ton of momentum heading into 2025. You can't have recency bias, and you got to look at the entire season, your entire body of work. I hate to be the bearer of bad news and remind you of this, but you got destroyed by Texas. You lost to a Washington team that's not very good. You lost to Illinois. You got destroyed by Oregon, and you lost to Indiana. But I continue to go back to this. You beat Lowbrow State, who more than likely is going to win the national championship, and you beat Alabama. And Michigan, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, had more starters out than Bama in that game. You know what? I changed my mind. I said it was slightly below good. No. I'm saying it's good. Nothing more, nothing less. Most importantly, though, like I stated, you got so much momentum heading into 2025. Didn't want to read out that comment to start the video. Thank you for the $5. That is much appreciated and will get reinvested back into the channel. Moving along here, though, to topic number 1. I'm going to try to not talk about this too much before we really get into the Michigan stuff. Take a look at this. So you know how players been faking injuries all season long? If you've watched college football, you've probably seen it happen multiple times. Well, coaches are now discussing a rule for fake injuries during games. Here's what it states, and I quote, and this just came out, by the way. Any injured player would be sidelined the rest of the drive. Coaches could use a timeout to reinstate the player. Oh, interesting. What do y'all think about that? Let me dumb this down and give you a great example. Let's just say, hypothetically speaking, Jack Sawyer, defensive player for Ohio State, he's gassed. Michigan's running it, ground and pounding it. Michigan's got it on Ohio State's 15-yard line, and he needs a breather, so he just falls down. Well, for Jack Sawyer to get back into the game, if he is the injured player and this rule does go into effect, Ohio State, Ryan Day would have to call a timeout, or else he's got to sit out the remainder of the drive, and I think that's a great punishment and a great idea. This is a great comment. It's what I was about to say next. If you're so injured that you can't get up, you should probably sit out the drive anyways. If you get dinged up and hobble off the field without stopping play, you can still go back in on the same drive. But here's why it's such a dicey situation and topic of discussion. Who are you to say, oh, that player's not hurt? You don't know. Because I can't tell you the amount of times I've seen a player get hurt on a play when the opposing team is driving down the field, and those fans, they're booing, but that guy's not faking it. He's actually hurt. It is such a gray area, and there's murky waters everywhere you look, because I've seen a lot of cases and examples where a guy actually gets banged up for a play, he rolls an ankle, hobbles off the field, or he needs to be kind of helped off the field a little bit, and he's back in there in 3 to 4 plays. Did he fake an injury to slow down the offense? No, he actually got hurt. I don't know, man. It's just one of those things where we obviously can tell when a player randomly falls down, oh, yeah, he's faking an injury, but you can't go up to that guy if you're an official or anybody else and say, oh, yeah, you're faking it. No, you got to respect a player when he's hurt, and you don't want to face any kind of lawsuit or anything like that. That's why there's no penalty flags for teams, quote-unquote, faking injuries or stuff like that. I'm curious. Let me know your thoughts on that down below, but moving along here to the main topic of the main encore, main reason you clicked onto this video. What's going on in Ann Arbor? Short answer is, a lot's going on. The long answer, well, I'm about to give it to you. For starters, like we talked about, you already beat Lowbro State and Alabama to cap off your season. I'm going to clap it up. Heck of a 2-game stretch, and heck of a way to end your year. But ever since those 2 wins, and I guess you could say maybe they helped them out in this aspect, it's gotten better. As we all know, they got their quarterback of the future, or at least what we think is their quarterback of the future, Bryce Underwood. $12.5 million, by the way. That is a lot of doubloonies for a young man that has never taken a snap at the collegiate level. But outside of that, the big bro has also been making noise elsewhere. This is not a misprint, and your ears and eyes are not deceiving you. Big Bro Michigan has the #1 ranked transfer portal class in the Big Ten. I'm going to say that again. Big Bro Michigan has the #1 ranked transfer portal class in the Big Ten. We're not talking about top 5, top 4, top 3, not even top 2. No, #1. Over Lowbro State as well. And this is what I'm talking about when I say the Ohio State fan base. They're just bitter and toxic people. Look at this. This had nothing to do with Ohio State. By the way, you're in the national championship. Shouldn't you be focused on something else? They're commenting stuff like this. Hang that off-season banner. Maybe I'm just different, but I couldn't imagine someone beating my eyes in 4 years in a row and having the nerve to talk any trash to them. Imagine playing someone one-on-one in basketball, whether it be in the backyard, at your local park, anything like that, and they beat you 4 straight times. And you are still, I just can't fathom this, you are still talking trash. Shut up, nerd. I thought I told these Ohio State fans, I don't want to see y'all in any Michigan comment section saying anything bad about them or anything involved with Michigan until you can win the game. Some of these Ohio State fans are just so embarrassing. I couldn't imagine being in the national championship and I'm worried about Michigan. That's just me. And I feel bad for all the great and all the good Ohio State fans because we got a bunch of those that watch the channel. I love interacting with those guys. With any and every fan base, like with any and every city out here, any and every state, you're going to have good apples and you're going to have bad apples. Every football team's got bad apples. They got bad fans. But I'll tell you this much. Ohio State, they got a bunch of them. Anyways, getting back on track here with Big Bro, the point is, Michigan, they're making some noise in the transfer portal, which isn't like them. They've used the transfer portal in recent history, but not like this. But hold on, partner. It doesn't end there. It gets even more interesting. As where it stands right now, Michigan has the 9th best recruiting class in 2025. They're in the top 10. While that should be worthy of note for you like it was worthy of note for me is because last year, you know where they were at? 16. The year before that, you know where they were at? With Jim Harbaugh, by the way, 17. I know what you're sitting here saying. Okay, man, that's all fine and dandy. That's all cool. #1 transfer portal class in the Big Ten. Top 10 national when it comes to recruiting. But what's the point of all this? Why are you sharing this with me? Great question, my friend. I'd love to answer it. The moral of the story of all this is Michigan's getting some dudes. Michigan's problem, even with Jim Harbaugh there, they ain't never really had that many dudes. When I say dudes, I'm sure many of you know what I'm talking about. For those of you that don't, though, I'm referring to dogs. I'm referring to really good football players, 4- and 5-star recruits, stuff like that. Michigan was a great and outstanding football team last year because of all the senior and veteran leadership, and they had a couple of dudes. They had a couple of star players. But outside of last year and the year before, Michigan's problem, and it's why they've never been able to really compete on a national scale, is they haven't had dudes, and I can't dumb it down any more than that. And now Michigan's finally getting some real deal and serious talent. Yeah. Watch out. Looking ahead, I'm not sold on Sharon Moore quite just yet because I have a golden rule. I do not criticize or judge coaches in year one. Just don't do it. Ryan Day, my brother, you know it's all love and respect. You thought it was hard to beat Big Bro Michigan this year? Ha! LOL. Good luck moving forward. You're going to need it. Let me know your thoughts down below about that.